Frozen.
Yeah, we're looking at earlier concepts for Disney's Frozen.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because
That's
there's actually a lot to talk about.
yeah.
And so but before we do that, let's talk about the movie that we actually got. What did you think of Frozen?
Back then, I didn't. It was overhyped back in 2013.
It was alright.
It was overhyped.
It was overhyped.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe it was. I mean, when something becomes popular, it will tend to, you will kind of get sick of it a little bit.
Yes.
But but
I. Helen, you go first.
but having said that, I fucking love the movie. I've revisited it a few times, over the years, and every single time it remains like an amazingly,
Funny.
an amazingly entertaining, beautiful, awesome movie.
Yes.
Like it's not my favorite of the Disney animated movies, but I think I think it's actually really good.
Yeah. It's be honest, I my niece loves Frozen, and I sit there so watch Frozen before, and I didn't like I like it now, but
Yeah, the movie
back then
is.
it was overhyped.
Yeah, no surprise that this movie's biggest fans tend to be young children.
Yes, exactly. My niece just loves the song "Let It Go."
Oh yeah, let it
Yeah.
go. That's a. I mean, that's
It
okay.
was overrated.
I think Let It Go is actually one of the best. I think it's better than any song from The Lion King, to be honest.
It is. It is. It is a great song, but back then was so overhyped, and now
Yeah,
I
it
like
was.
it.
I'm not going to. I'm not going to say that it wasn't. Like it was everywhere. That, like, even though I
Yes.
never like hated on the movie, I did also kind of like feel the. I felt what everybody else kind of got sick of.
Yeah.
So so anyway, the I'm going to look at some of the earlier concepts for Frozen now, and some of this. Okay, Frozen. Okay, so Frozen is based loosely on the
On
Hans
the
Christ, Hans
um.
Hans Christian Andersen story, The Snow Queen,
Yeah.
and
Yeah. I was gonna say that.
there were ideas to, like, Walt Disney himself had ideas to adapt this movie back in, like, adapt that story back in the 40s.
Yeah.
Um, so so,
That's pretty
and
awesome.
yeah, and the original and Walt Disney's original idea was to do a biographical film about Hans Christian Andersen,
Alright.
with Metro Goldwyn Mayer handling the live action portions, and Disney would do the animated shorts based on the various fairy tales that would be interjected throughout the hypothetical film. Yeah,
Yes.
but there were
Yeah.
production difficulties with the Snow Queen because of World War Two, and yeah,
Yes.
and yeah, and so the project was eventually scrapped. Metro Goldwyn Mayer eventually
Yeah.
released their own version of the biopic a few years later.
Yes. I they also did I know it's not a part. They also did a Frozen musical as well.
Um, I didn't know that. I'm not surprised though. Disney has done other like Broadway musicals based on the animated films.
Yes.
During the development of Walt Disney World's Magic Kingdom in the 1970s, one of the intended rides for Fantasyland was to be based on the fairy tale, including a piece of concept art by Mark Davis.
Yeah.
I won't be able to show you that.
Yeah.
I don't know, maybe I did pull that up. Well, let's take a little detour. Okay, doesn't look like it. Glenn Keane was involved in during attempts to develop a film in the 1990s, but left the project in 2002 in order to start development work on what would become Tangled.
Oh, really?
Yeah, which is another film I like a lot.
Yeah.
According to the book Disney War, a turn of the millennium pitch, for what was then called the Snow Queen, had the titular character as the lead, being a monarch who throws all her potential power-hungry suitors before becoming both a literal and figurative defrosting ice queen once she meets a true-hearted man. A few storyboards and 3D models still exist for this version.
Yeah, I heard.
One of the Michael Eisner era pictures involved aging up the children and making Kai Snow Queen the main pairing and depicting Gerda as a shallow gold digger villain. Who are they? There's no
I couldn't see Elsa that.
there's no yeah, but there's no context for who there's no context for who Kai is.
Yeah.
There's no context for who Kai and Gerda are. Are they people from the original fairy tale?
I think so.
I actually have a tome of Hans Christian Andersen fairy tales, but it's back in Australia.
Do we?
Yeah, well, I do.
Ah.
Yeah, it's a book I have. In Australia. I didn't take it with me to Japan. Anyway,
Yeah.
Eisner at one point suggested doing the film with John Lasseter at Pixar, when the two studios would get their contracts renewed. Furthermore, Alan Menken and Glenn Slater were originally tasked with writing the songs. One of those, Love Can't Be Denied, received a public release before Menken left the project.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Must be interesting.
Hold on. I'm about to get to the actual. I'm actually about to get to the ideas that were, being thrown around for Frozen. Just let me get my some water.
Yeah. Yes.
You speak to the audience.
So basically, like, the production team had then addressed the film's problems, like drafting several variation on the Snow Queen story until until the characters in the story felt relevant.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm back. If you want to finish what you were saying, go ahead.
Yeah, you're back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you don't want to finish? Okay.
I can go. Continue like that.
Okay then.
Do you know Animals actually was based on the garage character from the Snow Queen? Like, I'll give the pronouncing like the name G-A.
I don't know anyone from the Snow Queen.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I don't. I only know that that Elsa was a loosely based on the titular Snow Queen.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. Can I
My bad.
Can I continue now?
Yes. Continue.
Okay. Frozen was originally announced as a traditionally animated film.
Yeah.
I think I would like to see that. Honestly, we don't get enough of that.
Yes. We don't.
Kristoff and Anna were originally children, like in the original story, but were given an age lift and renamed from their original Kai and Gerda.
Yeah, that's why the Garo. Yeah, that's why the second one I was meant to mention. Yeah, I can't pronounce that.
Okay.
Garo.
At one point in early development, the film was intended to be an anthropomorphic animal adaptation of the Snow Queen.
Ooh.
So like Robin Hood, Disney's Robin Hood.
Yeah.
Or Zootopia, I guess. I wonder what animals they would have been.
I think If it's like snow bears,
I mean,
polar
would
bears,
Kristoff actually be a reindeer?
maybe.
What what
Who
would
knows?
what animal would Elsa be? Would she be like some kind of white owl?
Um, should be a yeah, a bit white owl, or could be like a polar bear.
Yeah, I can actually no, I think Anna would be the polar bear.
Yeah. I see it as like a snowman,
Okay, I
a
bet.
snowwoman.
Okay, the Duke of Weaseltown would probably actually be a weasel.
Well,
So anyway, I'm gonna proceed.
yeah.
An early plot for Frozen, as revealed in a making-of documentary, is that peasant girl Gerda visited the Snow Queen to freeze her heart after a heartbreak.
Oh, really?
So I guess that's so I guess um
Yeah.
Gerda approached Elsa to to be like, please kill me, I guess.
Yes.
That's pretty fucking dark.
Yes, it
Um,
is.
Elsa and Anna were originally unrelated. After making them sisters, but still during the point where Elsa was the villain, a few drafts
Yeah.
had Elsa as flat out resentful toward Anna due to her not being ostracized for having power, or being a rebellious princess cursing her sister for the coldness of her heart.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's yeah.
that's real dark. Um,
It is.
when they eventually tried to make a live action adaptation of Frozen, I think that's an idea they should explore. Or
Yes.
maybe, don't do a live action remake of Frozen, but I don't think that's a bad idea to explore.
It's not. They did a musical, but it would be great to actually do like live action.
Um, I also went through the most changes before the film's story was finalized, going from
Oh,
an
really?
going from an out and out villain to a sympathetic protagonist throughout development. In the earliest draft, she was going to be a villain, playing the "God save us from the Queen" trope straight. I'm reading this from TV Tropes, by the way, if anyone's curious. Um, she went
Yeah.
she went through various visual and story designs before it was finally decided to make her a sympathetic character instead.
Yeah.
Um, One version that stuck around for a while in development, when she was still written as the Big Bad, was Elsa as a rebellious princess whose powers went a secret. The first cut song that Robert Lopez and Christian Anderson Lopez created after being hired, We Know Better, emphasized this. Elsa never acted like what was expected out of a classic princess, rejecting pink clothing, hating acting demure, and constantly pulling mischievous pranks on others. Being ostracized for both this behavior and her ice powers by both her peers and adults alike had her pull a let them be evil, alike
She.
had her pull a let them then had her pull a then let me be evil.
Oh, wow.
Let It Go was originally intended to be a villain song. I think a few people know that nowadays.
Yes, today.
It was originally meant to mark the let me be evil change. But the lyrics ultimately inspired the writers into rewriting the character and the movie as a whole.
Yes.
Elsa was originally supposed to purposefully cause the eternal winter instead of unintentionally causing it.
Yeah. I didn't know all those things. Thank you.
Yeah.
Right. That is very interesting stuff, really.
Elsa was originally going to be a hammy villain voiced by Megan Mullally. Do you know who that is? You don't know who that is?
No.
Okay, I don't know who either. She was going to
No.
be based on both Betty Midler. I don't know who that is. Do you?
No.
Okay, but she was going to be based on her and I know who this person is. Amy Winehouse.
Oh yes.
We only said goodbye with words. I die 100 times.
Yeah. I didn't
Um,
listen to any of her songs.
Even when her voice actress was changed to Idina Menzel, she kept the campiness for a while.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna skip that. At one point in development, Elsa's hair was going to be black in order to contrast her even more with her strawberry blonde sister Anna.
Oh, really? That'd be like nice to see her with her black hair.
Her hair was also spiky in most designs, including the one they were going to go with if they had kept Elsa as a villain.
Ooh.
I'm gonna ignore some of the design choices because I actually put some concept art.
Yes.
Let's see. I'm gonna skip that. Elsa was meant to intentionally freeze Anna's heart.
Oh, really?
Yeah, in Cool With Me, she actually does intentionally freeze it at the end. Although
Yeah,
unknown,
she did.
although unknown if this was meant to kill Anna, the lyrics imply her aim was to get Anna to understand her better.
Yeah.
Um,
Wow, that's really dark.
in Cool With Me, Elsa abandons her identity as Elsa and wants to be referred to as the Snow Queen.
Ooh.
There's actually some dialogue for that here.
What?
Yeah, I'll read for both Elsa and Anna.
Yeah.
Elsa is dead. Now instead you'll address me as the Snow Queen. No way.
Huh?
Well, actually, nah, no way.
Wow.
In at least
That is.
you were saying?
Pardon? Yeah, I was like, I can't believe I missed that in the movie.
Oh well, things happen.
Yeah, he does.
In at least one draft, Elsa froze her own heart because she was left at the altar on her wedding day.
Well, really, who she get married to? Wow. That's sad. She got left by the altar.
There was a storyboard and voice acted scene where Elsa uses her powers to torture two of Hans's guards that come searching for Anna.
Ooh. Well, that will have to see, buddy.
Jeez. The writers went back and forth on the question of whether Elsa or Anna was more popular with the townspeople. Different scripts varied on whether the citizens of Arendelle hated Elsa or loved her, and whether Anna was in her sister's shadow or favored over Elsa. Spring Pageant and More Than Just Despair have Elsa as well loved by her people, while We Know Better and Cool With Me depict her as feared.
Yeah.
The draft of the script that included Spring Pageant and More Than Just Despair also seemed to be the one where the following deleted scenes originated. I'm going to skip that.
Yeah.
Sven was originally going to have only one antler. Earlier drafts also had him named Thor.
About Thor, wow. That's surprising.
Do you think they had to change that because of the growing popularity of the Marvel Cinematic Universe?
I think so.
Yeah, that's certainly a possibility.
Yes. It is. Must be.
There were originally going to be more snowmen other than Olaf and Marshmallow. The snowmen would eventually go on a rampage, hurting everyone in their path, something that Elsa was against. Marshmallow also was originally supposed to be a larger version of Olaf, with giant tree trunks for arms. Olaf was originally one of Elsa's henchmen snowmen that she actively He was more annoying than naive, loved food, and had a good sense of smell. I also thought of the
Oh
snowman.
wow, that's also different stories.
I also thought of the snowman she created Olaf on, but despite being more
Yeah.
villainous in this draft, had empathy for him. Always include him.
Oh wow, that's
Some
pretty good.
some concept art shows a polar bear character.
Damn.
Yeah, I actually suggested that Anna would have been a polar bear if they did that whole anthropomorphic animal thing.
Yeah.
Kristoff was originally going to have a larger role in the climax. Knocking Hans out after the guy has a villainous second wind and tries to attack again. This was wisely cut so that the focus be kept on the two sisters where it belonged, rather than the battle between two male characters. I wouldn't put it that way, but I do think, keeping the focus on the sisters was the best decision.
Yes, it is.
Kristoff's introduction was also initially going to be to have him come off as more of a jerk. The cut scene also has him giving the last name as Bjorgman.
Yeah.
Early on, Kristoff was also going to have a rather sad musical montage explaining to Anna why he disliked humans.
Ooh. This is dark.
Yeah, apparently it was condensed to just the reindeers are better than people.
Yeah.
An early script had Elsa crashing Anna's wedding with an army of snowmen and kidnapping her to be with her to be crashing Anna's wedding with an army of snowmen and kidnapping her to be with her they had with her twice. Somebody needs to edit this. What the fuck?
Yeah.
Anyway, kidnap her to be with the mountains, then intentionally freezing her heart.
Oh wow.
There was originally going to be a lady regent who was entirely loyal to the crown, to put a twist on the villainous advisors, and that she would be a good witch. She was removed because there wasn't time for her.
Ah. This is like dark, really be honest, this is dark.
I think a lot of if they kept all this in, it would have been too much for a 90-minute movie.
And plus, Disney won't allow it anyway, so that'll be kids friendly. I
mean, maybe I don't know. Maybe they would, and I don't know. It depends. It all depends on the execution.
Yes.
Let's see. I'm gonna skip. Let's skip this. Skip that.
Oh boy, it's so hot. I'm not born to death. Oh.
There were also several cut songs.
Oh really?
Yeah.
What were they?
I don't know. That's a very long section. I don't think I.
I don't think we. Just one or two.
Yeah, I don't think we have the time to get into them all.
No, yeah.
Let's see. The rock trolls were a relatively late addition to the story. Originally, they were designed as more traditional fairy trolls.
Yeah, I heard about that. It'd be okay.
Okay, I think that's enough of Frozen.
Yes, Frozen. Yes.
Apparently, Elsa was originally also going to have blue skin.
I would love to see that. With her blue skin and like black hair.
So yeah, as I said, I also pulled some concept art for Frozen. This is the only movie I pulled concept art for. Well, technically, yeah. So yeah, this is Elsa, a version of Elsa with Anna.
Oh, she looks. Oh my god.
Yeah, I mean, looks like she has.
Scary.
Looks like she has a coat of like little white woodland critters.
Yeah, because or like yeah, could be.
Yeah, she does look like a villain.
Yeah,
I
yes,
think that's
she
a good.
does.
I do like that design though,
Yeah, I did too.
and she has blue skin.
Yeah, I love the design.
Yeah,
I don't like the hair.
here's something else,
Ooh,
and
that one I like.
you can see Elsa like bent at the hip. So she's either
Yes.
she's either really tall, or this is a one of the earlier concepts for child Anna.
Try. I think, but that looks scary. Kind of scary.
Yeah, it
The looks.
looks like Anna has boobs though, so maybe she's not a
Yes,
child.
and like the white snow queen, she just looks kind of scary.
Yeah, kind of.
Kind of, but like this like Anna, see her face looks like she's like gonna crash and was scared.
I mean, who knows? I think how much more do I
Yes.
have? Yeah, I think this is the last bit of concept art I have, and this is more Elsa.
Ooh, that one I like.
Yeah, which one? Left or right?
Oh, both.
Okay, looks like she's got long flowing robes and maybe a staff on the left side,
Yeah.
and the one on the right is closer to what she filmed.
Actually,
She looks like she has a villainous look on her face though.
yeah, she does on the white one.
Yep. I
The
think
white
that,
she looks at her face, and I love those art. Then like first two like it's like the first one was like scary, the second was kind of scary, but this one looks like looks hot.
well
You know, right?
there isn't that much communicating her character here. I mean, other than I guess
Yeah,
a scary face.
yeah.